Bonjour! Hi! Welcome to this recorded live session from Twitch. To know when exactly I'm streaming, go visit twitch.com/fbucheros. But for now, let's watch this session. Hello, good morning. Bonjour, hi! Apparently I need to say that now. It's kind of my branding. How are you this morning? What are you doing? Which project are you working on? It will be a relaxed morning. I don't know why today I feel very cozy. Like the music is even super low. I can hear it. What's that? Just coming slowly. It's a meditation channel this morning. So, yeah. Last stream on Monday, I was trying to do some Logic apps. Well, in fact, like not trying. Like we work on the Logic app. We did a few stuff. It was working slowly than I expected. So, and I want to use inline code, and I thought I could trick the Logic app, but the project that feature right now is in preview, so it doesn't know how to take information in a loop. So like the current item when you're looping. So because I cannot do that, what I will do is call another Logic app. So if you're not familiar with Logic app is just a flow, structural flow, a little bit like if this then that, or flow with Office 365. So it's very useful to do integration. So you have tons of connectors and just connect things and add some logic in it. Logic apps. So I'm planning to do this today. One thing I would like to say is nope, not this, no. So I will be so let me share my screen. Oh, I should try. I have a new I think it's this one. Yeah, just like this here. Yeah, it's working. So no stream on Friday because in fact I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm trying to go to Toronto by train. It's way longer than going it, like not that longer, but it's a little bit longer than taking the plane. But I will be able to work because I have a ton of work to do. So I'm going to this event, Power of the Cloud. It's a public event in Toronto. It's happening on Friday, and I will be giving a talk and leading a workshop. So if you are in Toronto area, feel free to reach out, ping me, and have a chat. I will be happy to see you. And yeah, and the week after, I'm going to I'm not sure I found the link for that thing. I'm going again to Toronto for a TO hack. So that's a hackathon, huge hackathon during the weekend. So 2021, I think, or 21, 22. What's the weekend? 22, 23. So going for the 22, 23rd for this huge hackathon. I will be mentoring students and also helping in a workshop, tiny workshop to get, ready in the using Azure. So looking forward to do that. But for today, let's go back in our code. And I should, before getting too far, I should open my notes that I'm lacking to publish. Really bad, Frank. So let's just open this, maximize it, voila. And let's take some goal for today. So let's copy this, create a new file, and today we are at 12, and it's working. What was the title of the stream today? Was live coding. Voila, blah blah blah. So loop through this. That's the point. Category, extract. Like we should be able to finish. Update the check container instance status. That's an update. Update check status container instance. Not sure what's that for. Okay, cool. So the plan of today is we'll be calling a second Logic App. That Logic App will treat not a loop. So let's open, so not a lot, I should save it. So that's the name of my file. Oh no, the name of the file is this, but with all spaces, without any spaces. Otherwise, it's very ugly in GitHub. I discovered that. Wow. There it is. So saving in this .md. Voila. Cool. Excellent. So now that we have this, let's just minimize it. I don't need that for now. So on Monday, we were working on this Logic App, right? So the file is dropped in the OneDrive, and then it triggered the Logic App. The Logic App will create a new instance of our container, the Docker container we created, to parse that flat file coming from the Kindle, and then generate an array of JSON object. We do this calling the thing with a HTTP. Oh, we never. Okay. You know what? We need to delete that after. So let's add a note in here. Nope. Like this. Yeah, because we created, and the goal of oh damn it, it's been running. So I just catch that. That means that my container has been running since Monday. I just throw a few bucks in the air. Way! At least it was not a big container, and it's only one. So yeah, I need to delete that when I'm done today. So create a container, and then we wait a little bit while we are creating that container, then doing a HTTP call to call our parser, and then I think we will be cleaning all that because we don't need them. I was just trying to figure how it was working. And here inside, for each node, what we will be doing is calling a second Logic App. That one will treat one node. And what we want to do is, let's go and get go back to my schema, ReadingNotes project, this one, and the summaries generation section. I should call them section. So then for each one of them, we want to extract the node, we want to select the category, we want to find the URL. So we'll be doing a lot of stuff. And then when we're done, we return the object to the parent. That we'll see there. So the plan of today is building a ReadingNotes from different parts that we have. So let's do that. Should just put some kind of alarm here. I have plenty of time today. That's great. So let's go. It's code time now. So I already have a new Logic App, and what we want to do is call that Logic App. So to do that, we need to have we'll create a new blank, and we'll do a HTTP call. And it will be a post, I'm assuming. Let's do no authentication for now. And I just want to do a test. So let's do variables. Initialize the variables. It will be test, or it could be node, and then it's an object, and it's the body. Great. So what? I thought you provide me a URL. Did I pick the wrong one? I may have picked the wrong one. Okay, so let's delete this. It's been a while since I did that call. Requests? Okay. Oh, cool. Excellent. That's what I want. Okay, so I want to have a schema here So we'll go in our successful run, and I will grab the output. So here that was the output, right? So that's one thing I will have. So use simple payload. So I'm pasting this, right? That's the output, and it will generate for me. Ah, that's awesome. Remember to include a content type header. Okay, now let's set the variables and just a quick test. So note, it's an object, and I want the, that's crazy. I have all the properties because I have a schema. That's so cool. Like if it worked, I could be able to get right away the book name. In our case, since it's not really book, it will be the title of the article, but that's good enough. So great, so we have the second Logic App here, and now let's, from the first one, call it. Just do a test to see if like the connection is good, then we'll start working on the second one. Just want to be sure that I'm passing it the good way, so my expectation of the input is good. So in the for each, what I want to do is call another Logic App. Can I just call Logic App? Azure Logic App, yeah. So Node Cleaner, that's the second. That's here. Is it too small maybe? Here I have Node Cleaner, that's my second one. So I want to call Node Cleaner. Oh. Oh. Okay, so can I do, I want like this, dot, see, I want to build an expression. Like the object dot author for this part, but I'm pretty sure that is it P code? Yeah, see here, my dot author is not evaluated. I want it evaluated. So I wonder, like, how can I? on the excellent. On the current item dot and then author, just like that. Cool. Oh no. Ah, this is sad. How can I fix that? Let's put current item everywhere. Let's save it, and now we'll go in code view and just change everything. I wish there were a better way to do that. Like I need to change all those to move, I don't know, this inside. Yeah, so here it's, I need to add curly brackets, so it was good like that. Because I want all of it to be interpreted. Just like that. And here inside dot this, and here. It's funny how like sometime it put the curly bracket and sometime it doesn't. So I need this curly brackets, cool. Dot ching. So here I already have the curly brackets, bling, location. Here I don't have it, but it's page. So on this curly brackets, dot page. And here it's text. I already have the curly brackets. Really funky. I don't know why it's like that. So I want to save it. Whoops. Which one is wrong? Oh, here. Save. Cool. So that's good. So now with that, we'll pass. Whoa. So now we call the Logic App passing all the information of the current node to the sub run stuff. So let's go in the OneDrive. I will need to pass more information. Come on, man, just move out of my way, please. Voila. Nope, that's not what I want. On the OneDrive. OneDrive. I'm gonna go in dev. That's the file. I want to delete it for now. Does anyone already work with the Logic app? Did you is it all new for everybody? So now I just want to run it to see if we know that should pass without any trouble. I want to know how it lands here. So we'll do a test now. So we'll go back in here. We'll just wait. So now it's not running. We'll drop the file in here, and that should trigger our the trigger. So, or we can run it manually. So now it's running. Because we never deleted our container instance, should pass through a little bit faster. Should. And voila. Whoop, fail, action. Yeah, of course. Oh, damn. Noob. So let's start again. Yeah, of course it fails but I think it was good. The thing is, if we go here, do we see any? It's been called all those times. Yeah. Whoop whoop. So it worked first time. So we just need an answer. So that's why I was failing in the others. It makes totally sense. We are expecting here to have some kind of result, and the second one doesn't provide one. They are true, but it's working. And we access directly the properties, so that's perfect. Great. So I don't need to rerun it. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. So I just want to go back in here. That's cool. Okay. So here and edit. Excellent. So now what I want to do is I want to extract the properties. Not the properties, the tags. Let's delete this note. When HTTP request is received. Let's rename that. Can I rename it? I cannot. If I save this, now can I rename it? That's sad. Whatever. Okay, so now what I want to do is do some inline code here. So it's still in preview. So right now it's only JavaScript. It doesn't support yet everything, but let's have some fun with it. Oh yeah, it's true. I don't know if I did it already. So to be able to access, so the thing with the inline code, in fact, in the background, it will create an Azure function for us, but we don't need to manage it. When you need, and I think I will required, I think, maybe some Azure functions to do more heavy lifting manipulation. But for now, extracting the code is pretty simple. In fact, I should have the code somewhere, I think. Do I? No. So that's this Logic App summary. Let's open just a new thing. I think I have it in my notes. Yes. So what I need to do is extract the code. Is it big enough? Let's zoom it a little bit. Whoa, a little bit, I said, not crazy bit. Okay, so simple. Sorry, just keep track of you guys. Oh, and I forget to download to record. Never mind. So simple JavaScript for this. If we remembered at the end of the notes, you know, if I'm bringing here a note is like this. So it's some comment from me, and then between square brackets, I have what I decided, that's my own. When I enter it, I just decide by convention that at the end, between square brackets, separated by a comma, that will be tags. I also decided that the first one will be used as a category. And because I'm very lazy, then I also decided that dev mean developers, cloud is cloud, mince is for miscellaneous, and I have a few short thing that's also kind of a thing. But right now what I want to do is the note should be just this part. Tags should be only this without the square brackets, and I should be able to identify category as dev. So that's my first inline. I think I could do better than that, but let's do the first iteration of the code, keep it simple, and just like this, right? So what I want to do is get the information, so from the workflow context, and the workflow context have access to my properties. So inside the workflow context, oh, I think I have IntelliSense in the so I will be able to show you. So in here, the workflow context as what? Workflow. That's strange. Well, like sometime here that this thing doesn't show up correctly. So the workflow context will have access to the actions and to the trigger. Right now we only have the trigger as information. So if I click, for example, if I say text, I could go and say that's my note. Where is it? Text. So see, workflow trigger, because right now everything is coming from my trigger, but it could have been the output of another actions. You know, every square, if we go in here, because I have multiple, every square is considered as an action, and the first one is a trigger. So outputs, and then the body text. So that's excellent. So I would like to rename this, so let's call it rename extract tags, and in fact let's use this code, just copy paste it. So again, my note is this one, right? Yeah, it's that one. So then I create and I put here the string just to be sure that it's a string. So it's if it's empty, then it will be an empty string. Otherwise, like in JavaScript, you never know. So that's just a security. At least I used to do that. Let me know if there's a better way to do this these days in 2019. And then I just identify the position of my open square brackets, and I had one. And then I create an object, clean note this, and then I say, you know what, if position is greater than 0, then I'm building something. So the tags is note substring from tags position minus the length minus 1. Note length. Yes. And then here substring from 0 to the tag position minus 1, because I don't want a square bracket. And then I should do the, oh, should I, like I should do right now the category also, right? How can I do that? I want to split. And take the first one. So I want to do, so let's do clean notes dot category equal, it's this dot split. That's crazy, I have intelligence. Woohoo! And split by a dot, and I'm taking the first one, and I'm assuming it's 0 base because it's in JavaScript. So there it is. Cool, right? Like, it would be nice if I could expand this. So excellent. So now I'm creating this. So the tags, I have the tags, I have the message, I have the this, blah blah blah. Excellent. So let's save this. Logic fail. The workflow must be associated with an integration account. Oh damn. Okay, so let's, forgot. Okay, so let's read again the error. I know what it is, I just want to explain with you. So the error message is, can you see that? Yes. So fail to save the Logic app because the workflow must be associated with the integration account. To be used the workflow. So I just need to create an integration account. I already have one, but I will show you. So I will discard this. And I will go, let's pretend we are creating one. So please clean this. So integration, if you just search integration account, there it is. That's the thing. It will help you to have more tools, and it's more as a service and things like that. So you just need to create, give it a name. You have a free tiers, of course. If you're building prod stuff, like for a business purposes, not personal purposes, basic or standard will be what you're looking for, but just for testing, free should be plenty. If you're not sure what's the tier include, you could go in the documentation and it will be available. All the documentation will be there. Can we find it quickly? Just to have an idea. I want to see the pricing. Okay, you know what? I have one, so I think from that I will be able to show you. So let's go in all services and I search integration. It's here. Now I have one, so if I click, I should be able to change the tier of it. And usually with the tier, they show you a link to the documentation. Map, certificate, partners, agreement, batch. Said usually, did I? Maybe an agreement? Nope. No way. Can I change it? So that's what I just showed. I'm assuming they will have pressed here. Limit configuration. Integration account. So we have few limits here, and like it's by hour. So 50 cents for the basic and 175. But then you need that only if you're getting serious, if you're doing a lot of integration. And there's plenty of like you could be using the Logic App without requiring this. Like if you do a Azure function and you deploy it by yourself, you won't need that. So once you have it, so let's go back in Logic App, and it was Note Cleaner. So that's our Logic App. Now I need to associate my integration account to my Logic App. To do that, it's just in workflow settings. So here, and then just here I have select my integration account, and since I have one, I will take it. Voila. So now if I go back and I go edit, take again, yes, that's our code. Go back in the code. Can I change it? Inline code. Inline codes. Let's rename it. This and I save it. now it's working. Excellent. So what I can do now is let's create a variable. I want to initialize a variable. We'll call it a reading note. Reading note. It will be an object. So I want the title. Not sure that will work quite great, but title. Should I put everything in minuscule and lowercase? Title. And then I want this to be result. And I want the node, whoops, this, damn, no, to be again result. So now let's save this and valid Json. Yeah, okay. Save it. Okay, and now let's go in code view. I don't want to change this. Body dot note. Here it will be body dot how did we call it? Oh, we didn't touch it. So no, I want category. To be category. And I want tags to be tags. Then I want title to be, let's do, oh, you know what, here title, I want it to be where is it, book name. Oh, can I just do this? Peak. Yes. Let's do in. Oh, now it changed everything. So title will be this. Excellent. Author author. What else? What else do we want? Book name, I already have it. The date, maybe? Date added could be cool, right? Date added, okay. Cool. So that's my reading notes, and we're still missing. You know what? We're still missing the URL and maybe the date that I picked it. I'm not sure I need that. But then to retrieve the URL, we'll need to do a call to CosmoDB. That will be fun. That will be fun. So that's the object I want to return. So go in view, and my value is this. Designer, rename it for reading note. And the next step is the response. Response requests, and in the body oh, I didn't need an object. Oh, cool. Oh no, so this and the schema here. So let's add the schema, but for the schema, we'll use this, and instead it will be just like some text. Let's add the post URL. So let's do this, and then let's that should be good, right? Can we save it? Cool. So now if we run this, we should retrieve a notes every time. So what we could do here is I can create a reading notes collection and add the reading note to it. So let's create a new action here. Like, okay, do I still need all those variables? Maybe I can just reuse one. So temp. So here I was just reading stuff, right? So I don't need this. Delete that. That was also just reading for fun. Well, that was very instructive, but we don't need that. Or maybe the increment. We'll adjust later. So let's delete that one. Yes, and delete that one. Yes. Now I want to initialize init the reading notes collection. The name will be reading notes. It's an array. Cool. And it's empty. And now here in my for each, I'm passing the information. I want to assign this. So in variables, happen to an array. That's exactly what I want to do. The name is my reading notes, and I want to add the value of the output of the other one. Great. And for now, I don't want to do anything else. Just save this. Let's do here, go here, let's go here. And let's try it. Then we'll go in the part that I have no clue how to do it, called the Cosmodb. So cool. So is it already running? No. So let's run the trigger. Oh, thanks, Venkat. Venkat Pepu is following me on YouTube. That's cool. So thanks for following. Come on. So if we are looking here, we should see some stuff running, and it's running in parallel right now. It's scalable. So that's pretty cool. And it's failing. Category? I didn't put that? Huh? What? Oops. Okay. Because it was empty, so something is not working as expected. That's fine. We'll find what. So did anything pass? They all fail. Okay. So did we pass the good? Yeah, we saw right here, like the input was good. So here it worked. I think maybe because the so that worked. That's strange that at the other one maybe something was null and it didn't like it. Ooh, so here it's good. So dev, and then the message is good. Category is the first one, it's also good. So like when everything is as we expect, the code is working. So here, why it failed? Yes, it was not note, it was MSG. So that's my mistake. Okay. Our tags, MSG in category. Okay. So that's one thing. So it explained that one. So but here everything failed. Like there's no output. There's no author, but text is your. Maybe the single quote screw up something. And type was 0. Yeah, it's true. Like there's a few that I don't need to call, right? So if we go back in the text, I have some simple somewhere, right? In here maybe, or in the first readme. No, it will be in it will be in the parser. So let's go back in the parser. So I don't have it close by. Okay, just open a new window. Open a folder, and then we'll go in dev. GitHub. And Boucher, and then my clipping parser. Let's open this. Should have go online, but that's good. Let's close this. In the readme, I have a clipping type. Could be 0 or it could be 1, and the 1 is what I want. So instead of calling every time, I will only call if it's clipping type 1, and then also change that. Okay, so let's first delete that thing so we are ready for next try. In the parent Logic App, let's edit it. We'll add a condition. So here we want to add a condition. Condition. The condition will be, that's the name. So why I don't have all the properties here? We need to change this. So first, let's save it. And now let's go in code view and action. So what I want is this thing. And if it's a note, so now where is my condition? Action. Where is the condition? Expression. If the type is 1, then do it. Do it! Great. And now I also need to update here, because I cannot remember even my own stuff. No, here. So I call that SMG. And here I did it another way. So note will be, or should I just call it note? I think message is better. But then you know what? Let's save this and code view. That's strange. Why it puts between square brackets? I don't want square brackets. Pretty sure I want a dot. Pretty sure I want a dot. Let's try it. If it doesn't work, we'll fix it. Okay, let's go back in designer mode. Are we ready? I think we are. So here, if it's a note, meaning clipping type, did I do any typo here? 2p clipping type. I think I'm good. So let's go here and drop the file again. Great. Now let's trigger the trigger. Trigger the trigger. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. Hey, how are you? It's Barry's blood. This is setting off my source control spider sense. What's triggering your oh, like the trigger you mean? Oh, look like it's working. Oh, it was false. Well, that's cool. So next, all the code inside the Logic app, rather than in source control being version and release. Oh no, like that's the thing. Like all that thing will also be in source control because a Logic app is a JSON file. So right now I'm working in yeah, I didn't mention that. I did mention it, but long time ago. So I'm working right now in the browser, and it's just because temporarily my Linux VM is not working. But you can be, well, you know, it doesn't make any change. You could be working on your Logic app inside your browser, just like I'm doing. You could be working in Visual Studio, or you could be working in Visual Studio Code. Though in Visual Studio Code you only have access, at least with today's version, to the JSON file. And I think the graphic interface is a bit better, but behind a Logic app is just a JSON file. So I will put everything inside the repo. So it will be version and everything. So that's the beauty of it. It's just a JSON file with connectors and stuff. And why I use inline code is just instead of having to maintain Azure function and deployment and stuff, it's just inline for tiny stuff, right? Right now we're just playing with strings. It's nothing very fancy. So that's why I do the inline, and also to try it because it was a new feature. Okay, so you see, so you're designing it, sorry. So you're designing it, no, design it in the Azure UI, then into a project. Yes, so right now I'm working just, you know, I could be working in Visual Studio. I don't want to use the big Visual Studio because originally when I start working on that project, I was working in a Linux environment, so I didn't have, and I trying to, like, I need to spend time and fix my Linux environment, so I would be able to work again, and that's why I work from this. But at the end of the day, at the end of the stream, I should take the JSON file and add it to the repository. So if we have a look here, if I go in my, that's big. If we look in the project, In summary, no, in pre-reading, we are also using Logic App, and we have an Azure function, and we have Logic App, and here we have the code. So that's the code of our Logic App for the pre-reading. You know, this project is kind of 3 phases. So phase 1 is just, you know, packaging all the interesting posts, send it to the Kindle. So that's also done in a Logic App, and that's the code of the Logic App. So it is in my Git repository. So it will be versioning will be applied to it. And right now I didn't do it. In the section or module summary generation, I have a folder. But, oh no, I start creating the, like that's the code for it, but it's not up to date yet. So I need to be more diligent. Is it a good way? Like accurate, not accurate, but like I need to do that every time to keep track of my code. I didn't do it at the last stream. I kind of finished quickly and jumped on a call. So today I will take the time to push everything. Do you know Logic App is it's Barry's blood? So that was false. Then the next one was false, and the next one, they were all false. Is it expecting a string? Probably expecting a string. I do not know it, yes, but I do know it, yes, but I haven't used it in production. I use Service Bus and event. Yeah, Service Bus is pretty cool. A lot of time, Service Bus and will be used to an integration to manipulate more event. Right now, because I'm so low traffic, using Service Bus will be overkill, even if it's cheap, because you know it's once a week, somewhere between 10 calls. So like the storage trigger is plenty enough. Like I used it in the past where we were manipulating a lot of messages, and we were also using Service Bus or Event Hub. But it was when I was playing, like when the team I was working with was doing event grid and things, we are not using Logic App. Yes, like okay. So and then like Azure function, your trigger are blob storage based. And the, okay, so blob, like all of it, blob trigger, HTTP trigger, and Q trigger. So your blob trigger and your Q trigger, they are purely coming from the storage. For anything in production, though, I think it will be like if you're, because like today the like something that is kind of prod approved will be to use a Service Bus or Event Grid. The blob trigger, like sometime could not fired, or could, like if consistency, like the order and stuff like that, that won't follow. Service Bus will provide that. At least right now, that's the solution. I know like like the team is working really hard to find another solution, but there's nothing yet to announce. Yeah, if you need like to keep your order, service bus. Like don't storage trigger, like it will work most of the time, but there's a most. So it depends if like it's super important or like if it's better that way. Also, you already looked at moving to a service bus, and did you hit something that was not working, or? Okay, I did something wrong here. it was the though service bus is not that expensive. Did you had like a crazy amount of I think it's 50 cents by 1,000 of transactions. I could be wrong though. I run a consultancy that specializes in modernization legacy app. They were already using Q, and the cost benefit of moving to service bus wasn't there. That's fine enough. That's good. Okay, so create no for each, yes, if, and this is my action, my expression. So I think let's do this. Compare an int with the int. Now let's go back in here. In my previous version, I was using Azure Functions to do this kind of stuff. I just thought it would be cool to try the inline code for that one. For version 3. Sorry, I should have muted my mic. What I like about Logic App is that you can just change some piece without affecting anything. You know, if like I'm using OneDrive, if you want to connect to a Dropbox, you just change and that's it. If you are using another services to parse your something, you just like change it. When it's in code, you need to change the code and like it could impact everything. Now everything is kind of decoupled. I like that logic. So okay. So type was 1, but it was still false. I don't understand. Why it could be false? Am I looking at the good thing? Why it's not working? Yeah, okay, it was never called. What's not working? What's not working? Edit. What I'm not seeing here. Oh, it's not good. Current item. Current item. Yes. And then the clipping note. Damn. I mean clipping type. Where is it? And that was already 1, so it should be 1 again. Save it. Then go in. So create, that's not what I'm looking for. For each, that's what I'm looking for. No, for each. If an expression. So this, I want to put this between curly brackets and dot clipping type. No, not save here. I want to save there. Great. And go back. And let's try again. I know not a lot of people also are interested to this kind of coding. Just I want to pass through it. I may finish it offline and start doing other project with more code. People love codes. But I think that's cool. Like you could do so crazy stuff. It's just less code. It's more configuration and piping. But I think I will, I think I will finish that maybe next week, and then I will be building my website, and I'll probably need help because it's been a while since I play in web. So the first one is 1. Expression result, false. What can I do? What can I do? Yeah, I can put the value in a variables. I can do that. So at least I will be able to see it. Let's do that. Let's do that. Create some trace. It's always good. So in the for each, I will add a new here. I will add the variables. I will no. Let's initialize the variables. What? Okay, let's create. Well, then let's delete this. We'll add an action and initialize a variable here. We'll call it clipping type. It will be an integer. Voila. And for each, before this, we'll set it. So we're setting the blah 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 to current item dot blah blah, and then here instead of this I will be using clipping type is equal to 1. Save this, go in review, code view I mean. Now I want to go in my for each. This, I didn't rename it. Let's just rename it. Rename init clipping type. Okay. So now in the set clipping type, so here I'm in create. That's not what I want. I want the for each. In the for each, I have an action and it's if. That's not what I want. I have this set and that's what I want. And it's looking good. Okay, so let's go out and let's try it again. Delete and let's run it. on. Oh, it's the init. No, I want the... Oh, come on. Show me. 21 second. Also meaning it's probably working. Yeah, it's working. It's failing. So that's 1. Yes. So now the condition. Hey! Whoops, I'm missing it. Damn, it's too small. Damn. Oh, it was on YouTube. So Jan is following on YouTube. It's confusing to have, like, I'm not sure we'll keep the my YouTube account connected to my Streamlabs because I'm not streaming on YouTube. Maybe I should stream on YouTube. I don't know. Would you like? Would you follow on YouTube or Twitch? Whoa, now I understand. So here we clearly see like value equal 1. And then here, expression result false. I'm not following. But then when it was called? Sometime it passes, sometime it doesn't. That's not good. That's really bad. Okay, so if we look here, let's have a look why it fails. So the template body extract category cannot be evaluated because the body doesn't exist. It clearly exists. Body. Oh, it's the body of that, so I don't need to have body. Oh, I should have catch that the first time. Let's go in code. So it's the body already, so I don't need body. I just need category, and here it's already the body of that, so let's remove this. It's already the body, so let's remove this, and this trigger body, so just blah blah blah. Great. Great. And now I really don't understand why that thing was not working all the time. It confused me like a lot. Hey, Michael Jolie, bonjour. How are you, man? How was your soldering, soldering yesterday? I saw you briefly. I couldn't watch you. I even just had a quick peek without sound. So I don't even know if you reply when I mentioned I was there. Did it work? Did you? I'm assuming you're here, so you didn't put your house in fire. But cool. I'm glad. That's good. You're pretty brave to do it. That kind of learning online. I did mine when I was alone. And man, I was sweating. Like you're scared, you know, like you're trying. So yesterday on Michael Jolie's Twitch, he was learning how to do some solder, and for the first time, and he did it online. So congratulations, man! It's awesome. The house is still standing. Oh. Maybe I can pick your brain. I know, like, you're maybe not familiar with Logic apps, but I'm having a condition here that doesn't work all the time. So I try to help others combat imposter syndrome. We don't know everything. Exactly. That's so true. So let's brainstorm here. Like maybe it's something obvious that I don't see. So I'm in a Logic app and I'm calling a second Logic app, but I don't want to call every time. So you know when I'm calling, I'm looping through this array of JSON file of a JSON object, and I just want to call the other one when clipping type is equal to 1, and it's a number, like it's an integer, it's not a string, right? And I don't want to call when it's 0 or if anything else. I just want to call it when it's equal to 1. So I was having strange behavior, so that's why I created a variable here that it's initialized here. So clipping type, it's an integer. And in my loop, that's my loop here. Whoops, sorry. So we are in a loop, so we're looping. I'm setting that variables to the current object clipping type. And then here I have my variables, clipping type is equal to 1. Not a string, 1. And then if it's true, I do what I do, otherwise I just skip it. And to prove you that like it's really, well, I could cast it, but when we look in the code view, so now I'm in my for each. Now it's my if, so I have my condition, my action, and my expression here is does it's an equal, so my variables and 1. So I'm just like, this is declared as an integer, and now it's 1. There's no double quote, so like it should be integer against integer, right? But when I'm running it, sometimes it decided it's false. I don't know why. But we found another error too, so we'll try it again. Delete. So let's go back. But one and J. You know what? But sometime it passed. So like the casting will change. Like in JSON, 1 is an int. Well, you know what? Let's do this. So here, in here, instead of just 1, I will go here. I will add an expression and int. Voila. That's 1, right? There's no way this could be cast as through. Oh, no, but that's why here I created a stuff. So here I'm creating that variable's 1. So when I'm assigning it, like, it's a 1. And like the output is a JSON object. So now, like, you know what, like I'm kind of, I think now it's overkill, but I think now I'm bulletproof. Like I cannot, like it's an int with an int. Let's try it. So go here. Am I ready on both sides? Yes. I would like to have a way to clean my logs sometime. Yes, it is a web-based workflow. It's very similar if you know Flow with Office 365 or if this then that. It's like this, but like Flow in Office 365 is on top of Logic App. If this then that is similar, but Logic App is just like if this then that but on steroid. It's a JSON file, so I will put everything in the code repository. It's just an easy way to do some integration. So now let's drop the file in my OneDrive. Because I don't want to wait, I will trigger the Logic App. Trigger the trigger. So now the function, not the function, but the Logic App got started. Now we just need to wait. So what I did, there's few change we did since last stream. We have that Logic App that loop through, and because I want to use inline code, and this is in preview right now, and it is unable to read inside a loop or from variables. So I'm calling a second Logic App that will work on only one note. So I have the parent one that will iterate and aggregate, and the second one is just working, cleaning one note. So right now we are waiting that thing. Come on. I don't know why it's slow. It's slow because I'm using everything for free. So that's the parent one. So like it saw the file, it create the Docker container instance using the parser we create previously. We wait until like the container is ready, and then we call it. So we receive here, if we'll have a look, we receive here our array. So that's an array of objects. So with our clipping here, so you'll see like the 1 and 0 and 1. So then I'm creating a collection, like it's an array, so I will be able to add the clean version in it. Then I have my variables, clipping type just for test, and action fail. Yeah, let's have a look. So here in the first, the type here, if we look, the set clipping is set to 1. Great. And if I look, oh, that's cool. So it was set as true. So now it's working. Excellent. So what's the result? Oh, the result worked. So author is null. Category is dev. Oh, everything worked. Awesome. So the first one worked perfectly. So from the, okay, let's only take one. Yips. I think I have one. Let's put that in. I don't wanna. Let's just put, so that's my my init, like my input, and my output. It's cool, it was working. So the output of this was that. So that's a note coming from, or a clipping coming from the Kindle, and my second Logic app is transforming it to a reading note. So didn't have any author, so it didn't fail, just told me it was null. The category is set to the first tag, and the tag were extracted, so in the text previously. So that was the text. And at the end, I have between square brackets, and that's me typing, right? From my Kindle. I had between square brackets what I define tags. So I extracted the tags, so there they are. And the first one is my category. That's cool. The date also was assigned. So everything in that, I got the title. So my object was created successfully. So that's a big, yay! That's a victory. Now it fails. So let's see where it failed. I'm not at the good one. I want to see that one. So the first pass. Oh, next fail. Cool. So that one failed. Bad gateway. Okay. What? It all fails. 11, but some pass. Let's have a look to one of them. Okay, so something here didn't work. So I know it works, so it's probably when something is null or something like that. Hey, Kami, how are you, man? Nice to see you. What's up? So here, because I define, that's the second Logic app. So because I define a schema in the entry, I have all the properties here define, but that's a 0. Oh damn, it didn't work. Action fail. Wow, that's strange. That's really strange. So for each, I'm setting that variables right now. Okay, let's close. There's a lot of stuff open. So in my for each, in the first one, the set clipping was equal to 1. So my condition in my if type is note was true, so it went to true, right? So now if I go to the next one, the set was 0. Maybe I should just but I don't understand, like maybe I should put it as a true false, but there's multiple type, so like when it's 3 what it will be, or 2. So here if type is note, this action failed. No dependent action. Like it if it's true, it was doing this. If it was false, it was just supposed to be jumping over. But it failed because a failed action. I don't understand. So 0 again shouldn't be calling. So that works. Okay, so it's failing because it's still calling it when it's not a note. Okay, let's. Oh, you know what? Can I just... Oh, I cannot delete that. It looked like it's expecting to have absolutely an event. I could do that, like, you know. Oh, wait, what? Okay. Add an action. Let's just initialize the stupid variables. Type will be Boolean. And here, when it's false, let's assign set variables to. So my dummy variable, set it to true. I don't know. Like, let's just have some fun here. We'll create a folder done. And OneDrive. let's create a file. Let's go in the folder. File name will be file content will be the what? It doesn't want to. Like, I want the output. I want the reading notes variables. You know, let's not do this right now, since the previous steps are not working yet. Oh, that's why I want it here. Yeah, so let's delete this. Let's not create a file. Let's make it work first. So do I still have set variables? Perfect. So let's save it. Now we're here. Just copy the file. Trigger the thing manually because I don't want to wait. Usually it worked by itself, right? I'm just triggering right now because I don't want to wait the trigger time. I don't know if you're still there, is Barry's blood, but that's also a thing. When you're using the blob storage trigger, it's not really a trigger. Like, they are polling and checking every whatever instance you specify. So that's why, like, the event hub, the service bus is really a trigger. But when you're looking at a blob storage, then it's not really a trigger. They're watching it. So if you set it at 3 minutes, then like you drop a file, you may need to wait 3 minutes. Cool, so we know the first pass worked. It worked last time. The others, when the clipping is not it's supposed to be passed. Action fail. Okay, so that worked, right? Clipping 1. See, that's strange again. Why? Like, there's something I don't understand. Like, value is 1 and the output is false. So it didn't get executed. So I went false. Next one. Next fail, in fact. Now it was set to true. So they are clearly something. There's clearly something that is not working as expected. We'll need to report that. Okay, so here maybe if I put it as a string, maybe it will be easier. So I want this. So expression. Let's have a look to the code just to be sure. So create for each. Now I'm the if. So here my action, my expression. So if my variables is equal to the string 1. So now come on, like it's a string. String compare should be maybe like better. I thought it was smart to be nope. That was smart because I was using. Okay, delete. That's very smooth. I was looking for a smooth music morning today, but that's kind of really smoothy jazzy. Refresh. Cool. Okay, so let's move this here. Ha. Ha. Ha ha. Ha ha.
Yay!
After 2 hours of battling, we finally understand that a string is easier to compare than a number. Damn it. So value, and again, value 1. Oh no. No. It worked because it didn't do anything. I think he could swear in Québécois, huh? I think Twitch won't catch that. Grr. Okay. This is start to be very, very stupid. So let's have a look here. Peak code. That's the value I want. So now let's delete it. And I want to do an expression. And I want to do the string expression. String to this. Right? It's a string. I'm putting a string. And I will be comparing a string equal to... I did not saving it? I thought I saved it. Okay, so now it's a string, but expression on the string. For some reason here it's not keeping the string thing, but then I'm assigning it in the string, so that's maybe why. Oh, come on. should be so trivial. I thought it would be done in like 20 minutes. So when clipping type is equal to 1, where I was going with that? Oh yeah. So I want to create, instead of dummy, like I will keep dummy just. I feel like I'm creating tons of variables for nothing. Let's initialize. Let's initialize the variables. We'll call this variable isNote. We'll start by being false. Oh no, let's not use the word false. Let's use the expression false. So by default, isNote is false. So in my for, I will do a switch case 1. We'll set the variable to true. Voila. Right? If so, default isNote will be equal to false. And let's put equal 0 so we cover all cases. Set variables isNote equal to, I'm like, that's way too overcomplicated, but since it's not working, cool. So now here I have a huge switch that check the clipping type, checking if it's a 1, a 0, or we don't know. And the clipping type should be assigned before, right? Yes. And now here I will just use isNote is true is equal to true. Can I have other condition? Can I have if? Yeah. I don't know, that should be good. So I have a big switch to set the variables boolean, and then I'm checking, hey, is true equal true? And then if it is equal true, then we do stuff, otherwise we do dummy stuff. And now we overcomplicated our Logic App because it's not working. And I thought it would be super easy. I'm usually not negative, but I feel like someone is testing my patience. And after that, that's it. Like, I'm way past anyway my stream plan. You have any suggestions? Who should we raid today? Who's online? I see Codebase Alpha, and I say Top Brages. Any other suggestion? So it was set to 1 and it failed because okay, there's something wrong. It shouldn't be that complicated. It should be super trivial. Okay, you know what? We'll pause that for now. Let's have some notes. So we did call our sub logic app. We are able to extract the tags, like when it's working, when like we are able to extract the category, we are able to do this. We didn't have the delete Azure container, so I need to do it right now. Let's go in the resource group. Container. Delete. Yes. So in the to-do, only call the child logic app when clipping type equal 1. Let's put this as a sub thing. We had some stuff, but it was not there, so fix the condition. Cool. So that's it. That's for the notes. Now in the thing, let's grab the code. So from this, edit. Let's take the code. Voila. So that's the code. Now I need to, oops. How can I? Come on, I just want to delete that. Oh, can I do this instead? Okay. So let's remove this. ID, nope. Okay, and we need a new one, right? So that's the summary generator, and now we need a new one for the Logic App note cleaner. So let's save this as note cleaner dot Json. Cool. Now let's grab the code. And I'm so hungry. You cannot hear it, but my stomach is yelling at me right now. Okay, so cool. So I don't have any connection, so perfect. Great. So work in progress. Voila. So let's save this and let's push it. Create a branch. That's perfect. Cool, so now it's in the branch. Let's just have a quick look. Yes, I have a branch. Excellent. And now the reading notes, I need to wait until the stream is up to date to finish that. Did we have anything special today? Did we have any new followers? I think it was just on YouTube. Yep. Cool. So let's see. Any suggestions? Last chance. Who should we raid? Who's available? Who's available? So let's go for Top Braji. He's doing some chilling and UI stuff for a game. So let's join him. Excellent, so stay with me. I will just repeat it one last time. So Friday I won't be streaming because I'm going to an event named The Power of the Cloud. It's in Toronto. I'm going there to give a talk and also do a workshop. So we'll be back streaming on Monday. See you then. So stay tuned. We'll play the credits and then we'll go raid our friend. Bye bye.